Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. I'm bringing you reading for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. We are going to be doing something a little different this week. We are going to actually be covering an astrologically based reading for all 12 signs for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. And the reason that is right now we are going through a very powerful time energetically. It's almost kind of like a portal gateway, because there's just truly so much going on right now that is pushing everyone for transformation, everyone for huge changes, everyone for taking some big leaps of faith, you know, going for it, taking a risk, doing those things. And it all actually started with our full moon that we had on Friday, June 9th, and that was the full moon that was in Sagittarius. And boiled down, essentially that full moon was all about it's a time for change. It's a time to take a chance, take a risk, take that leap of faith. So since then, what's been going on with the planets and the transits and everything, everyone has since been pushed to take the time to reflect. There have been secrets revealed. There have been surprises. There has been a lot of time spent evaluating what is it that we desire? What do we want from here? Where do we go from here? What are our next steps? There's also been some evaluations as far as, okay, well, what if I wouldn't have made that choice? Because some, with the evaluating everything, realize, okay, I made the wrong decision. You know, I took the wrong career path, or I chose the wrong person. So there's been a lot of, okay, well, what ifs? What if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? Why did things turn out the way they are? But it really has been a lot of reflection, evaluation, contemplation. That's been necessary. So now as we're heading into this new moon, well, before we hit the new moon on Friday, we're going to have a solstice on the 21st, which is Wednesday. And then right around the corner on Friday the 23rd, and it's Eastern Standard, it's going to be around 10:30 in the around 10:30 in the evening. And it's a new moon in Cancer. And that's on Friday the 23rd. And that new moon, it's going to be intense. Now, you'll find that for some of you, it's not going to be as intense as the past ones, but because of everything that's energetically going on, it's going to be fairly intense for most. And Cancer is all about mothering, nurturing, those, you know, caring. For most, you really need to primarily focus on this time caring for yourself rather than caring for others. It really is a time to do something for yourself. Go get a massage. Go spend time with friends. You know, go do something fun that you enjoy. Take a little, you know, if you can take a day and get away from the office and go do something, but take time to do something for yourself, to nurture yourself, to care for yourself. You will find many of you are going to feel frazzled this week, and everyone has been feeling frazzled since we had the full moon on the 9th. That's because this is a huge push to finally take that leap of faith, to finally step into this transformation, because many of us are giving birth to a new life, a new way of doing things, new relationships, new careers. I mean, this is a huge time of transformation. So that's why you're feeling frazzled. It's because this is the final, it's a big push. So there's going to be, clear up until the new moon, there's going to be some emotional ups and downs. There's going to be some upheavals. You'll also find that this is it's an optimal time to release anything related to mother issues. So if as a child you were very, you know, your mother was very critical of you or criticized you a lot, you'll find that now you are very critical of yourself as an adult. This is an optimal week to have some healing work to release that. Or maybe as a child, maybe your parents were very busy with their careers and the focus wasn't on you, and you felt that you were alone. You felt abandoned. Well, now as an adult, that's left you feeling unloved, unworthy. You don't allow anyone to emotionally get close to you because you're afraid, okay, if I let someone close, they're just going to not be there for me. They're going to abandon me. I'm going to be stuck alone again. This is a week to do related work, release work, healing work related to those issues, particularly if they involved your mother. And this is something for many that, you know, you'll have to recruit the help of a professional healer An energy healer could be someone that does Reiki, could be someone that does quantum touch. For some, you may be able to actually find a meditation online and do that. But this is an optimal time to take care of releasing and healing anything related to mother issues, mother concerns, anything that's impacted you and is still impacting you at this point. What you'll also find with this new moon is the big key piece of it is communication. Communication, communication, communication. That is huge. So for some, you're going to be pushed to finally open up and share some secrets. For some, you're going to have some information shared. But it's all about communicating externally, but it's also big with communicating internally. Because this is a week, this is the time that decisions have to be made. And decisions will be made for many of us. And for some, these are big decisions that you've been putting off for months. So for some, you've been trying to decide which path to go on career-wise or romantically, but you've been putting it off, you've been putting it on hold because you're like, oh gosh, but if I make that decision, my life's going to change. My life as I know it and as I have had it for years is going to be completely changed. Granted, it's for the better, but we're creatures of habit. We don't like change. So you didn't want to have that change. You didn't want to have life change, even though it's good. It's going to bring in everything you've ever wanted. You've still pushed it, kicked it down the line because I'm not ready to have my life truly change just yet. But you will be pushed this week to make that decision. And most people are going to be pushed to make, because for many there has been a big decision that's been lingering for a while, that really has been delayed, that's been put off. You're going to find that this week, particularly up against the new moon, you will be pushed to make that decision regarding this new beginning. For some, it's new beginning in love. For many, it's new beginning in love. For some, it's a new beginning in career. But it's huge, it's big, and this is the time to make a decision. Because by making that decision, you will find that it's going to be successful. You'll find that it's going to be something that's rooted, that has a solid foundation, a solid base, something that will be long-lasting, that can last a lifetime. Because right now is the optimal time to make those decisions regarding personal and professional relationships. Because if you can make those decisions finally, just make the decision, take the leap of faith this week, you're guaranteed success. Because you have all the support from the divine, literally pushing, pulling, and dragging you to make that decision. So be fearless. Make that decision. Know that you are going to have success. It is going to be long-term. It's going to bring you these things that you've been desiring, that you've been wanting, for many of you, that you've been wanting your whole life. Which is why some have been delaying making the decision, because you're like, oh my gosh, I really want this, but boy, it's going to change everything. Everything. But it's going to change it for the better. So I encourage all of you to be fearless, make those decisions. You have a ton of support helping you with that this week. And if you're interested in finding out about the transits and everything that's going on, there's a number of great astrologists that are out there. Some that I really like to follow are Pamela Gregory, Barb Goldsmith, the Leo King, and Kelly Rosano as well. And those are just some that I watch, but go out online, check. There's tons of YouTube videos. There's a lot of greats out there. They have tremendous amount of insight and information. And if you know what's going on astrologically, it really can help you more gracefully navigate through these things. And it can help you also understand why, okay, if you wake up one day and you're very emotional or you are very tired, it'll help you understand why, so that you can just go with it. And if you're tired, take a nap. If you're emotional, let yourself cry. But that way you don't wake up thinking, oh my gosh, something's wrong, what's going on with me? That you can just go with it gracefully. And this is an intense time, but it's good. It's bringing about those hopes, those wishes, those things that we have wanted, that we have been praying for, that we have been doing visualizations for. So this is kind of like a capstone. It's this big final push. So I do wish you all well as you navigate through that. For everyone that's new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Last I checked, we are at like 9,400 subscribers. So as promised, once we do hit 10,000 subscribers, I am going to randomly select 3 people to do free 15-minute readings for each of them. So if you're new, go on ahead and subscribe, and that will get you eligible to potentially be selected as one of the people who's going to receive a free reading. For all those that have been here for a while, thank you. I do appreciate it. I love all the feedback. I love all the support from everyone. Thank you for everything. Let's see, is there anything else before we get started? Because I'm going to do some editing for you guys, so I don't have to restate all of this information over and over again. Okay, well that's it. So we are going to get started, and again, there is going to be a reading for each astrological sign with regards to the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. For some, you may find that this could possibly extend a week past that, but it's not going to go any further than a week past this time frame. So it really is to help everyone, because it is a pivotal time. It's almost like a big portal gateway that is going to lead to your dreams coming true. It's a big, huge push. There's a lot that has to be done by everyone this week, which is why they want to get these specific messages out for each astrological sign, so you can literally utilize this time, making those changes fearlessly, birthing that new life, that new beginning, that solid foundation, that personal relationship, and for some, the professional relationship of a lifetime that you've been wanting to have, because the time's here and the time is now. And so they're just wanting to provide this additional information to help you with that. Now, for those of you that are interested, the cards that we're going to be using today, I have Doreen Virtue's Saints and Angels, as well as her Fairy Tarot cards. I have the Lover's Path by Chris Waldhair, and the Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. And then I have my Bluebird Lenormands, my Gilded Lenormands, and my Sibylla's, all prayed, shuffled, prepared. If we need any clarifiers along the way, we'll use those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Taurus. This is Nicole bringing you your messages for the week of June, Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. I have prayed over the cards, shuffled them, asked that each of you receives at least one message. Now, again, it is for a large number of people, so you may find there's only one message in here, but hopefully you will find more than just one. Let me bring these down a little closer. Make sure you guys can see them. Okay, great. So what we have is the situation. Then we have what happened in the recent past that has led to the situation, what you are unaware of, and then what is recommended that you do this week. Your first card that you have is the Four of Staves. And you can see that there's a couple embrace here. This is all about creating a home, closure, stability, accomplishing our goals, a successful new adventure, satisfaction, marriage. It can also speak about the closure, the completion of an unstable situation. Now, what we have that's led to this is we have the Three of Winter. And at the bottom it says, reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that heals with time. And this is, it really is about having disappointments. And through that sadness, having to face those disappointments, allow ourselves to heal and truly heal, so that we don't have the situation, reoccur. Sometimes people wonder, why do I keep attracting the same type of person? Every time I, meet someone new, I think they're great, and then I find out that, they're closed off. They're not open to love, and I keep attracting this. This is about taking the time to heal those deep wounds within yourself, so that you will attract something new, to have the new beginning. It's also about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, releasing past hurts, growing through adversity, through our challenges. So many of you had a relationship, a partnership. For some of you, it didn't even develop yet to the point of a committed relationship, but you had a solid love interest, someone that you envisioned spending your life with, having the future with, but it ended and you were left out in the cold. Which is why you're at this state of closure. You had closure with this person that left you alone, left you out in the cold. But it is a strong love, a solid love. Some of you are actually going to be reuniting. But you have to go through this, and you've had to go through this, because this is, the recent past. Recent past, what you have to go through to get to this situation. So to come to union, and for some of you it is with this person, coming back together with that person, you had to do the healing. You had to heal your heart. Some of you, your heart was as cold as ice. And for some of you, there also had to be a decision made, because there were 3 parties involved. Now, as far as what you are unaware of, you have the romance card, and this is number 25. And at the bottom it says, lavish the one you love with your personal attention and affection. And this really is about spending quality time with our partner, bringing the magic back in, bringing the spark back in, bringing the romance back in, spending the time truly just focused on each other. If you look at, they're in this embrace together, and they're not focused on anything else around them. They're totally focused on each other. So many of you feel like there's no hope, that all hope is lost, that this is completely over. Many of you are feeling very blue, depressed, down and out. You see, we have this blues are all over that. You're not aware that the spark's going to return. That love is still there. You have the 2 of them, the 2 of them, the 2 fish. The 2 of you complement each other. And the spark will be renewed, rejuvenated, revitalized as well for some of you. You'll come back together stronger than ever before, but you don't feel that or see that at this point. Which is why what you're being encouraged to do this week is be brave. And this is all about reminding us that we're safe and protected, being divinely guided. It's also a reminder to overcome our fears and doubts and worries, instead facing things head on and courageously, and seeing the situation as an opportunity, finding the blessing in the situation. For some, also finding the gift, the lesson, and looking at it instead of, all things are lost, all hope is lost, instead of looking at it as an opportunity to grow stronger, more confident, more sure of ourselves, having increased self-esteem. It's also about not running. You see how she's like, slumped over? It's also about not running away from conflict, from our trials, from our heartaches, but instead facing them with courage and grace and love, knowing that we're supported, staying in a state of optimism and positivity. So this full moon, they're encouraging you this full moon to face your fears. If there's some wounds and things that you still need to heal, use this opportunity to heal those things, to release those things, so that you're ready to embrace this new beginning. Now, I don't want to say for everyone. For some of you, this could be that this fell apart, so there's going to be someone new. But I get for a number of you this, you're going to have a new beginning with this person. But you won't have it until you're finished with this healing. Because it's like some of you have just totally given up hope. She's like totally slumped over and her eyes aren't even open. You're not wanting to see things. You're not wanting to face things. You still have a very, very blue. You're overcome with depression and sadness and loss. You're still feeling very cold-hearted. So there is some forgiveness that needs to happen. There's forgiveness of them, forgiveness of yourself. There is healing that needs to occur. For some of you, there is, healing some child wounds, some core child wounds. So they're encouraging you to use this full moon to face those things, to rip those band-aids off that scab, and allow yourselves to truly deeply heal so that you can be ready. Because sometimes when we have to face things, especially if it's something we don't like about ourselves, if we have to face it, okay, I get that I do push love away. I get that, I don't know why. Well, I can, you know, logically look at it and say, okay, you know, I had a single mom, and, you know, she was very busy taking care of us and wasn't really there. I always felt alone. So logically I can say, okay, I've always pushed love away because I'm afraid if I let someone in too close, they'll hurt me and I'll be left alone. So I have this barrier. So logically can look at that, face that, and say, okay, but I think I've healed it. I think everything's okay. But then wondering, okay, well, why is this not working out? Well, because that still needs to be healed. And it's not an easy thing to do, because when we have those deep wounds, those deep things that need to be healed and released, and we have to face those, it hurts. It hurts. It brings up emotions that we don't want to have to feel, because we go from the state of feeling cold and sad, you know, we have to slump even a little bit lower, but then we rise again. They want you to rise. There are just a few things still that need to be healed and released and forgiven. Use this. Okay, so for some of you, they're saying that the full moon that we had on the 9th, you actually started releasing those things. Utilize this new moon that's coming in to complete that release and healing cycle. And for those of you that, you know, okay, there's still something, use this time, this new moon that we have in Cancer, because this entire month that we've had has really been focused on healing to prepare ourselves for this change, this time of transformation, this birthing of this new life, this new beginning. So really use this to be fearless, face those things. Now, okay, we're doing the 3 of Winter. Okay, so we have the Mercante, and this is all about the merchant exchange contracts, meditation, exchanges. Then we have the Conversation, and this is typically, you know, friendly conversations, but we have the Death, abandonment, detachment from a situation. So you had this relationship. For most of you, this is a love relationship. For some, it could have been a relationship with a potential business partner. And things were going well, conversations were going well, but then all of a sudden it abruptly ended. And you were left out in the cold. Now, let's move these up. Let's do we'll do 4 of Staves. Okay. So we have Fortuna, Pensiero, and Grand Constellation. So what we have here, let's see if I can hold them all up together for you guys to see those. So the first one that we have is, you know, look, it's an unexpected event. You can see she has the cornucopia turned upside down. So it's like a blessing in disguise. So although having things abruptly end, it's actually a blessing. We have the man in thought, reflection, meditation. He's contemplating, he's really thinking things through, evaluating things. And then the Great Constellation, then this is, you know, success after a very long time. So although it seems bad because things abruptly ended, he's now contemplating that. So for some of you, and you can change the sex on this. So for some of you, you had a relationship, and for some of you, it was ended by the male in the relationship. So he ended things, you were left out in the cold. It's a good thing, because that's what's led to your transformation, your healing in order to transform the situation. To have a new beginning, we have to have a death. We have to have an ending, particularly if it comes to divine relationships. There has to be a total transformation, a total healing to revitalize things. So while you've been focusing on healing, transforming, he has as well. And now he's contemplating, okay, I think I really screwed up. I think I really messed up, because she's the one that I want to be with. And I tossed her to the side. And I want to get married, and I want to have this life. I want to have this home, this family. And I'm now realizing that it's with her. And brave. Yeah, some of you are going to be coming back together. Okay, so we have disgrazia, and this is all about misfortune, something that's destructive. It totally, tears everything down. And then we have the melancholy, sadness, and depression, and then we have the bambino, new beginnings. So this just came crashing down. You have been in a state of depression and sadness, thinking that it was completely over. But you have a new beginning on the horizon. And know that, because it's time to pull yourself out of this state of sadness and depression. It's time to, a lot of you are getting a lot of signs and synchronicities of what your next steps are. For those of you that still have a little bit of healing left to do, you've been getting a lot of intuitive information, because the moon illuminates things. The moon is all about intuition. You've been receiving a lot of intuitive guidance and stuff on what it is you have to do. Be brave and do that this week. Do that this week. You're being guided to take those steps, because that is what's going to get you from here, to bringing the romance back, to bringing this person back. For some of you, it is going to result in marrying that person that things fell apart with. But you do have to have the courage this week to face some stuff, because there are some final things left in your transformation to birth this new beginning. And I do wish you all the best, Taurus, in doing that this week. It's going to be totally worth it. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it is going to be totally worth it. So I do wish you the very best this week in doing that. And I hope your week is filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.